Warmly welcome to me reading A Course in Miracles, bits and pieces from every lesson, and reflecting on them. And today we have come to lesson number 28. Above all else, I want to see things differently. Today we are encouraged to really giving specific application to the idea for yesterday. And the idea for yesterday was more than anything, or above all else I want to see. I haven't memorized these lessons, as you can hear. Above all else I want to see. And now we have come to above all else I want to see things differently. So there will be some practice periods in this quite complex lesson. It's a complex text, but some lessons are easier than others, at least I think so. On the other hand, I am a student, so that's the way it is. Well, we are encouraged and we are guided in this lesson to make some commitments in the practice periods. And let's dig into what these commitments could be. When we say, I'm reading now I'm jumping to paragraph 3, as I'm not reading this text letter by letter in the videos. I'm reading bits and pieces and reflecting as I go. So, paragraph 3, when you say, above all else, I want to see, for example, this table. I'm sitting by a table, this table differently. What does it mean? How can I see a table differently? A table is a table. I sit by it and it's white and it's for working and eating. What is it that I'm supposed to see differently? Well, this table that I'm sitting by was also the table in my home as a child. And of course, throughout the years, there is a history to this table. There is a history until this day. I repainted it. I saw my mother repainted 50 years ago. There are memories and stories. And I could write a book, actually. I'm not writing books, but I could write a book about this table because there are so many things tied to it. That could be a very nice book about the table of happy events, mostly. Of course, there have been quarrels and misunderstanding by people, especially in my family when we were teenagers or even as adults, didn't understand each other. So not only nice memories, but mostly I would say it would be a nice book. Now, this lesson, as I understand it, is for us to get used to disconnecting from the stories about everything and open ourselves for the source, the Christ consciousness, the pure consciousness. And as long as we have a lot of stories and films in our heads, and we could write books about a table or a bowl or anything, because there are so many stories, we are not clear. The pipe is not clear. So what can come in it can't come in. I suppose this is about what we are going to discover here. So I will continue. Above all else, I want to see this table differently. You're making a commitment to withdraw your preconceived ideas about the table and open your mind to what it is or what it is for. You are not defining it in past terms. So that is the lesson, I guess. Becoming free of the past. So it says here that the purpose of these exercises is to ask questions and receive the answers in saying, above all else, I want to see the table differently. You are committing yourself to seeing. It is not an exclusive commitment. It is a commitment that applies to the table just as much as to anything else, neither more or less. And we have been guided through this kind of thinking or approach before, not valuing things or events less or more. I guess it's a way of having another approach to the whole, to life, to everything. Not judging. This is big, this is small, this is important, this is not important, this is so, this is so. Now I jump to paragraph 7 because this is quite a lot of text in this lesson, and I want to find the core as far as I can in these videos. The core for me. I'm not a teacher, I'm a student. So we shall choose, as we are used to in previous lessons, to choose things randomly. A chair, a lamp, a wall, a table, a cell phone, whatever. And then just apply the idea. Without understanding, perhaps. Just applying the idea that above all things, I want to see things differently. Now it's easy, as I've said many times, that the intellect clicks in and tries to, different in what way? How could I see this table differently? It's white, could I see it black? That's different. It's kind of soft in its corner, no sharp corners. It could be square. That would be to see it differently, or whatever, old, new, no. Just differently. That will be sufficient. Now, each application should be made quite slowly. I didn't go so slowly now, but I was just reading. And as thoughtfully as possible. We have to remember when we do this that there is no hurry. Well, I will read a quite important sentence here in the end of the lesson. Not only should the subjects be chosen randomly, but each one should be accorded equal sincerity as today's idea is applied to it, in an attempt to acknowledge the equal value of them all in their contribution to your seeing. So if I keep that in mind, that just putting my eyes, glance at something, that thing will definitely contribute something of my seeing if I'm aware of my own way of perceiving things with the story. Maybe I could just perceive and be open for the idea that they all contribute to my seeing without me thinking. That is how I understand it. Now I will turn to Tokyo. Good afternoon there in Tokyo.
Good afternoon. I'm sorry it took a bit of
Good afternoon.
a minute there
I was a bit worried
to
there.
connect.
Oh,
I
right.
understand.
Okay.
I loved the part where you were talking about the history of your table.
As you have been sitting by this table too many times.
That's right. And by the way, just tell me if it's difficult to hear what I'm saying.
I hear you. I hear you. It's a good connection.
Good. But yeah, it's interesting that if one really tried, it does feel like
It's a bit windy where you are.
it is windy.
We can hear the wind, yeah, in Tokyo.
Can you hear the wind now?
No?
No. But if one tried, I mean, you're completely right in that one could write a book about each small little object, you know.
Yes.
So it's a matter of perspective.
Yes, it is.
If one goes into something or not, you know, deeply enough, you know. So it's, I love that the book really talks about that. That looking at something from afar, looking at it closely, how much you analyze, how much you do not analyze. I mean, that has a direct influence on your happiness, doesn't it?
It has a direct influence on our happiness. At least at mine. I'm totally with
mine
you.
As well.
Yeah.
I think all of us, I'm sure.
We can relate, most of us. Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just thought that was an eye-opening part of the chapter, you know. And something valuable that you say, it really hit me very deeply, what you said about the table. Well, I've seen the table that you're talking about, obviously. I've sat at it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that has something to do with it as well. But, yeah, no, I thought it was very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you think it can contribute to our way to becoming Christ consciousness, or being what could I say? What is the phrase? A vessel of God, a vessel of Christ consciousness. How can this contribute to this? Because this is what it's all about. This path, this book.
Yeah, it's becoming part of the greater Christ body, right? That's what you mean.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I know it sounds like it's something that's widely said, I think, but what would Christ do, you know, if he looked at this object or whatever? A few weeks ago we had this.
Yes.
At an earlier chapter, I mean, what would Christ or God think if he saw? I don't remember the exact thing that we used.
How do you think? I asked you in the end of that chapter, how do you think God looks at the world? Kind of a deep question.
Yeah. And you know, that didn't come from me. That's just, and it's not something that I've heard. It's just something that it channeled itself in my mind when I heard the question. No, it just came to me as an answer, and I'm sure that's the answer.
And it came to when you said it came to me like that too.
Right. And I think that's really the way it is.
Through you.
With appreciation. Looking at something in the optimal way.
Looking at something in the optimal way. Oh, that's brilliant.
In terms of creativity, yeah.
Oh, I feel really good now in my body.
Yeah, well, I feel good every time I can look at something in an optimal way, yeah.
Yeah, so do I. Thank you. That was a very, very clarifying answer. Thank you so much. I know that you're walking around in Tokyo now and it's windy, so I will not take your time more. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hang
Thanks.
on,
Always-
but I'm saying
always
thank
interesting
you.
to listen.
Thank you. Yeah, I love this reading. It's so, yeah, there's a lot. Thank you and see you soon.